Hi there, I'm just setting in for the evening. Gonna play some video games on my Puss 4. Well, this is how they do it in the adverts when they give it to the bloody chick. Hey, Sony, maybe you should pay me some money and I'll do one for you. Instead of copyright striking me! Hi everyone, it's Az here from HeelvsBabyface. Yes, I'm gonna be using this for today's video. It's kind of like the headphones. Think of it like the headphones. Get excited because I'm going to do things with it. So anywho, I'm on my Puss 4 and there's a couple of interesting... Oh no, I'm up at the top. There's a couple of interesting things down there for your amusement. First of all, we have 2 copies of The Last of Us Part 2 digitally. The digital deluxe edition for 65 quid. Jog on, mate. Jog on. And we've got the regular digital edition for 55 quid. What year was it? 2004 or something? Where Microsoft came out and they're just like, hey folks, the digital age of games is coming soon. You're going to be able to buy your games online and it's going to be so much cheaper because we don't have production costs, storage costs, freight costs, and all that kind of stuff. We'll pass the saving on to you. Digital games are more bloody expensive now than... Current day, when the only thing you can take is a good screwing by some company. Unless it's Marvel. Which gets the going broke. So, we got these 2 digital editions. What is so special about them? Well, this is a video I was going to make yesterday, but I had my stream with Gary from Nerdrotic, so I thought I'd leave it to today. But I hadn't got my Batwoman review out, so I had to spend this morning to... So let's just go in. Let's just go in and let's play a game. Can you see anything particularly odd? Don't say Ellie, please. Well, just look down at the pre-order and bundle section. And then you see it says coming, ladies, 19th of June 2020. Wait a minute. And it's got 778 5-star ratings. Come again, sir. Can I rate this? Details. No. No. Themes? No. Recommendations? That's great. No. There's a big Neddy no. But somehow it's managed to acquire 778 5-star ratings. Now, let's pull out, ladies, and go into the digital deluxe edition. This one here, oh, whoa, what a coincidence, has 1,000. Oh, don't you? No. Quick, get details. Whoa, I'm not having a strike courtesy of Muso. This one has a 5-star rating with 1,783 reviews that have come in. Scratching my head. So in total, there's approximately 2,500 5-star reviews which have been placed between both games. A game which is not out, well, both versions of the game, to be specific, before going 5 odd weeks or so before its release. Oh, Sony! What are you up to, you little scallywags? Look, there's no way that they've sent out 2,500 review copies that have all been reviewed and managed somehow to say to Sony, yeah, stick a 5-star review on that. Bollocks. That's nonsense. So this is clearly Sony fudging. They are giving the game a buffer. A 5-star buffer. Now, maybe there's more ratings on this version than the other version because there's more pre-orders for this version than the last version, and therefore they will need to protect this version more than the other one. That's just a working theory that I'm going with. It's not fact, just a working theory I'm going with. But what it means is, I imagine you can't give a rating unless you've purchased the game. So you'd have to physically have purchased it to place a rating. So are they actually concerned that when you buy the game, because they can't be spammed by trolls, alt-right trolls. Because remember, folks, if you don't like The Last of Us Part 2, you're an alt-right istophobe. Honestly, I'm not even joking. That's the narrative that's going to be spun. It's so funny. But it prevents trolls from putting a bad review on something they've not purchased. I went through a few games which I have not purchased to see if I could leave a review, and I couldn't. So you'd have to make a purchase of the game. So they're concerned that people are actually going to purchase the game are going to be pissed and might start downvoting. And then when you've got a buffer like this, then it's going to protect the score somewhat. Now, I don't personally believe that you are going to be able to influence anybody's purchasing decision based off of the rating score. I'm at the other side. I've got to do it. I'm so used to being down here and going up there, but I'm going across there. Hey-o. I don't think it has much influence at all. I think an absolute minuscule of people will say, oh, look, I see this game has got a 5-star rating on the PlayStation Store. Am I going to go purchase it? No, I think more people are too savvy about that. So you might get a 0.0 something percent. So to me, it really looks like they're just trying to protect the actual rating of the game. But there's a little bit more. It doesn't stop there. Which takes us on to the... Oh, yeah, sorry. I've teleported into the bottom left again. Hi. I can do this once. Anyway, you don't need to worry about that. So it takes us to this. A thumbnail by Yellow Flash doing a video about The Last of Us Part 2. Subscribe to him. He's good people. Where he has a "She Runs the Show" heading. Last of Us Part 2. And... that thing there, of course. Because, as we know, including myself, people have done plenty of videos about this. Lots of footage has come out about Neil Druckmann, I really should say, where he's doing presentations and stuff, talking about how he was influenced greatly and changed his game because of feminist frequency and that bint. Things all falling into plan. So this person's talking about it. They also link in Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers as well, who's talking about it. Very, very valid things to discuss. And then here comes Evan Hill. Who's Evan Hill? He is a level designer at Naughty Dog for The Last of Us Part 2. And Neil says, Neil did this like 5 years ago. Doesn't matter. You only have to meet somebody once to be influenced by them, and he fully admitted to being influenced by their videos. So he didn't have to have them stood over his shoulder telling him what to do. His mind was now set. His pathway was now chosen about which direction he wanted to go. So it doesn't matter whether she visited 5 years ago or 5 minutes ago. The damage was done. Our studio is vocally / adamantly progressive. It's funny that. I do find this amusing. That when you have the alt-left, the far left, and they talk about we're vocally and adamantly progressive. It's a funny how they demonize everybody else's politics. So if there are people who are right-leaning, then they'll just be immediately deemed a Nazi. Because they're crazy people. Me, I've sat on the left all my life. My politics have never changed. But everything's changed around me. And now, according to Evan, I'm going to be brandished alt-right in a moment. Remember what I said earlier in the video? Oh yes, here it comes, folks. One tweet, we're vocally / adamantly progressive. And then in the very next tweet, the chuds are just that. Obsessive, creepy, and weird. Now, coming from a far lefty progressive, that's probably the most ironic thing I've heard in life, but never mind. The chuds, and chud, by the way, is a slang word by the left to describe alt-rights. Don't like The Last of Us Part 2? You're an alt-right Yahtzee! That's why you've got Sony running around doing psyops, putting up fake reviews, fake 5-star reviews for a game which isn't even out for 5 more weeks. Because they're so... This company, they're so partisan, so admittedly partisan, and they're putting out a partisan game that they know it's going to get a lot of blowback. And they're protecting themselves by the ratings, and they're saying that if you dare criticize the game, you're an alt-right Yahtzee. Pathetic. You work at a AAA video game studio. Your job is to put out entertainment for the masses. You want to create your own indie studio, create all the partisan games that you want. But if you get blowback for The Last of Us Part 2 based around the narrative, and having seen the narrative, I can see a lot of blowback from people. I can see this being absolutely fragmenting the fan base. And you want to come out and brandish people alt-right and Yahtzees and stuff? Get out of here. You're pathetic. You did it to yourself. How many times do I have to say this to companies and to what they do? You did it to yourself. Got nobody else to blame. Well, unless you want to put that fairly at the feet of Neil Cuckman. That's entirely up to you. Oh, so there we go, folks. The shit show just rolls on with Naughty Dog, Sony, and The Last of Us Part 2. 5 more weeks. What could possibly go wrong? I'm going to put money on plenty. Plenty. Hope you enjoyed the vid. If you did, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel. Follow me on social media and YouTube for live streaming. Links are in the description box down below, and I'll be back with some more stuff very soon. You take care. Bye for now.